And the winner is My Life Real Quick.
Yo, off the top, there's a lot of people that could be asking me. Just I just basically mentioned this idea of what I will be doing on the strategy, and I'll talk about it more when more people come on the stream. But this type of thing, what I'm doing, is not gonna be something that I'm personally.
And the winner is My Life Real Quick.
You can't hear me? Y'all can hear me? Like, is it like super low? Is it good? Like, how's the clarity? Is it low? Super low? Fuck. Nah, it's low for a reason. I know what it is. Damn. All right, hold on. Nah, it's more than just bump up the volume. Hold up. I'm just gonna do it for now before I play some games. Let's see. All right, what about now? Is it better? Or is it like way too low? Way better? Like a lot better? Like scale 1 through 10, like how does it sound? 10? Am I like really, really loud? All right. Way better. All right, cool. Let's get into it. Yeah. Nah, it was me playing around my settings because when I was playing games earlier, I had to adjust a lot. My game was down. Let's just say that. But yeah, let's get it popping. So I will go back into a full blown explanation on this without getting like too crazy. Um, there's a lot. Oh my god, I can't spell. Give me a second. Look, let me put down that phone. All right, so when I break down what I'm about to say, I know what I wrote in the telegram. I just want to make sure that we all are on the same page of what I am going to be doing. And I don't want people to feel a certain way about it. I want people to come into this thought process, you know, with clarity. Okay. Like this isn't something that I have to do. This is something that I want to do at the end of the day. All right. I just want to be clear with that. This is something that I want to do. It's not something that I have to do. Um, when it comes down to what I'm about to explain to y'all. Hold up. Yo, Cyrus. Yo, I'm on the street.
What's it, man? You on the screen?
Yeah, I'm tapping in a bit.
So you want to get some content today? You back on that camera?
Yo, I'm tapping in a bit, bro. Yeah. All right. So basically, what I'm trying to say is what I'm about to be doing with this type of strategy. I want people to come into this thought process in a healthy way. All right. I don't, once again, this is a strategy. All right. As you can see here, I'm basically make it very clear what I'm doing. All right. This is a $2,000 funded account. I explained last week on how to grow this to multiple high figures with little to less than 10 trades on perfect execution. Now you may lose, but that doesn't change nothing out of the direction of the compound. All right. I want people to come into this with a clean mindset. I want y'all to understand one big factor here. This isn't going to be for the faint of heart. This is for people that are doing this on a side account. This is for people that want to make lots of money. This isn't your main account. This is something that you're doing on the side. You fund it to your best of your ability. The compound that I explained starts at 2,000, but you don't have to use 2,000. You can use way less. It's just going to take you more trades to get it higher. Obviously, if you come into this with more money, you will get to the higher numbers a lot faster. But this isn't about that. This isn't a race. This is about doing things to the best of your ability and having it done effectively as possible. I'm going to say that again. The best of your ability on your financial status, okay, on money that you can afford to invest, but also lose. This isn't about getting rich overnight. This isn't about getting rich in 2 months. This isn't about getting rich this year. This is about when it happens, it happens. This is God's timing, and it's based upon your efforts to apply the skill that I teach on a every single day basis on an intraday setup, okay? Keyword, intraday setup. Now, I will be doing this for myself, but I will not, I'm gonna be very clear, I will not be here holding hands as I do it. I'm doing this for myself. I'm not doing this to call out every single trade. I'm not doing this to be like, I don't know how to
And the
explain.
winner
I'm
is
not
My
doing
Life Real
this
Quick.
to make a statement. I already have made enough statements of who I am in this industry, right? So I don't need to prove anything. But what I will do is that I'm going to show you how to do this. So you got my strategy, you got the tools, you got the ECN account to go make, you got everything that you need to do for you independently to do this by yourself, to be independent as a trader. I'm going to teach you how to fish, right? So you could do this independently. I'm not teaching you how to do this, so you have to depend on me to always do this. You understand? This is something that I want to do with y'all, but I will not be calling out all my trades. I might be out and about in the streets, randomly doing something. I might, be living my best life doing something, and then I'm not gonna be like, oh damn, let me make sure I tell the chat this. No, this is gonna be about y'all need to do this on your own too. When I call out any of these trades, it's either A, I'm in a good mood and I'll call it out, or B, you caught me on the stream and you'll see it. It's pretty much that simple. But if you do the strategy the right way, and let's say I'm only using this on Euro USD, for example, we should be in the same setups. There shouldn't be, you know what I'm saying? Like, this should be a very eye-opening thing. This isn't about I need to do this today. I took this trade today, and y'all must copy it because if I don't say it, y'all missed out, then you're mad at me. No, this is if you know what you're doing, we should be in the same exact setups. Nothing changed. The same price entry, same stop loss, same TPs, same everything. Because all we're going to be doing on this strategy is looking for 88.6. Okay? I'm going to give you an example of that. All we're going to be doing is looking for entry points at 88.6. Now, obviously, this trade is gone. I'm just going to use this as an example. We're only going to be looking for 88.6. This isn't, once again, I hold your hand and I lift you up. No, this is more so I gave you the knowledge. You got to go apply it. All right. So here's an example. If I take a trade at 88.6, notice I'm looking for buys. I'm on my black ladder here. I'll click the first time I clicked it is on 88.6. This is how stupid simple this is about to be, okay? I'm about to teach y'all $1 million worth of game in less than 2 minutes. All right. I'm going to grab that stop loss. I'm going to move it to stop loss 2. So only on the strategy, you're going to be looking for 88.6 and stop loss at 110. Your only target is going to be TP1 at negative 27. That's it. That's all you're going to be looking for. Now you got to do the math, right? I'm going to be risking 20% of my account on all of my trades. This gives you a 1.5 RR. So that means I'm going to get 100% return every time this fulfills itself. Only risking 20%. So now I need to go get the lot size. What's 20% of $2,000? Let's see if y'all do the math right. I know the math. I know what I got to go do. But let's see if y'all know what that risk is. Y'all can type it out. All right, so the math should be easy, right? We need a risk. Okay, just make sure y'all know. We need a risk $400, right? $400, very simple. That sounds like a lot of money, but I promise you the amount of money you're gonna make from this is a lot more rewarding, all right? So let's go ahead and do that. We're gonna edit these lots. We're gonna change it to get that risk. Let's try one lot don't make sense. Let's try 0.50, 0.50 don't make sense. Let's try 0.20, 0.21. Oh, look, so it's in between. So 0.20 is 391.
And the winner is my life
right?
real quick.
0.21 is 411. You know, you can't already go in between a 0.21 and a half, you know? So, and essentially what this means is that we're going to be doing this. I'm risking $411 to make what? 2,000 and what? $2,222. Y'all do see this. There's no secret things going on here. This is just straight facts, okay? We're risking 20% to make what? 100%. So if my account goes from 2,000, right? Let's get pen. Oh, wrong one. Definitely wrong one. Hold up. If my account goes from $2,000 and I take this type of setup and I want to risk that 20%, I'm going to have it compound into my best of my ability, right? So we're taking a $2,000 account. Oh, no, I don't want that color. We're taking a $2,000 account, okay? We're only capturing 88.6 setups using 110 on the stop loss, targeting only negative 27 TPs. We're risking 20% on all of our trades, okay? In this scenario, I'm risking $411 to make $2,222. So we could all agree the first compound is taking $2,000, okay? This is where we're starting out. So this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. I'm breaking this down again. 4, 5, and then we got 6. The first trade of $2,000 on step 1 should take us to 4,000, correct? The second trade will be to 8,000. This trade would be 16,000. This would be 32. I'm going to start taking the calculator shortly. $64.
And the winner is my life real quick.
Yeah, Grizzly. Appreciate you, brother. My boy. And then finally, 128. Damn, that 2 just looks so fucking ugly. And it didn't get any better. There he goes. All right. Y'all do see how this could work out. Once again, we're only risking 20% on each side account. Okay? This is based off of 20%. Remember, you're going to win trades, you're going to lose trades. I'm going to say it again. You're going to win trades, you're going to lose trades. This is a perfect compound with no losses. Can it happen? Yes. It's not against it. You could, the lots are lots. You're still risking. This is a healthy thing, all right? This is a fucking healthy thing. Now, let's talk facts. How many trading days do we have in a month? We got 20. 20 trading days in a month. That is from a Monday through a Friday, correct? In a full session. That is 5 per week. There's 4 weeks in a month. That equals 20. Okay? 20 trades could do a month. Out of the 20, you need at least one that may work out.
And the winner is my life real quick.
Appreciate the gifted fam. Yo, shout out to Grizzly. Yo, I gotta understand something. We gotta pause for a second. Grizzly is my brother. He's my photographer. Yo, that's my guy at the end of the day. Yo, appreciate the gifted, bro. Hands down, there's always love on this side. All right. Also he does cinematic. He just shot Little Pump video too. One that just came out. All right, so we got 20 trading days in a month. 20. All right. Let's do the math. What's 20 times 12? Let's see if y'all know it. I typed this out last time I did the stream. What's 20 times 12? 12 months in a year. So I'm about to tell you how many days y'all have to do this. Does everybody agree with that guy? All right, clearly y'all use a calculator because I would have 100%. 240 days. Okay? 240 days. All right? That's how many days out of the year you have to do this. All you need is 6 setups, perfectly compounded. Are you going to lose some trades in between? Yes. But you know what's the beauty of you losing your trade? Did you lose 100% when you took that next trade? No. How much did you lose? 20%. Every time you do this, you are up 100%. So losing 20%, you're still going to be up how much? Even if you lost a trade. %. You understand? So the system, if you're system dependent and y'all using the risk management that I'm teaching, you're still very fucking profitable. How many of y'all like this strategy? But keep in mind, you're only doing this on a side account. You're not getting trades every single day. This is going to take some time, but you're only targeting 88.6. You don't have people teaching y'all stuff like this. Once again, y'all don't see this in the industry. You're not going to see people talking about this type of stuff. Okay? Now, obviously, for this setup, we don't have nothing, so that was just demonstrative purposes. Also, shout out to this shirt I'm wearing. Be More Wealthy. Definitely you gave me close to my P.O. box. Definitely like the shirt, bro. Appreciate you. That's something I'll be doing on the side. If y'all got merch, y'all got clothing, y'all know I love clothes. If y'all got anything that y'all want to send me, I got a P.O. box. All right. And you can find it inside of the About section on my Kick, the P.O. box. Y'all can send me stuff if y'all want to. Let's go into some setups now, though, for real. Because right now, obviously, we're not going to be using that pending in our advantage. The market is already gone on US 30. Let's go see if we can find something. Let's just draw this out real quick. All right. So yesterday I was doing a session, and I want to break this down for my people that sports bet. I'm gonna put this here, and I feel like a lot of people gamble, but they don't understand what type of vehicle this is for real. And there's a lot of value in understanding the difference between this and sports betting. Um, and I want y'all to understand. I know that there might not be nobody on here that gambles or sports bet and they only trade. I want you to understand how much better trading is compared to sports betting. All right. If you're taking, if you're a person that likes
And the
to make
winner is
money,
My Life
there's a
Roleplay.
lot of value of what I'm about to say. Appreciate the sub. Fee, Fihu FX. Fihu. Thank you for the sub, bro. I was, I read it. I got it now. Yo, appreciate the sub. Appreciate the sub. Appreciate that sub. All right. So let's talk about that sports betting shit. All right. So in the sports betting world, we have plus odds and negative odds. This is what we call negative RR. And the strategy that we trade, we only get positives RRs. Okay? It's Nordic, Feihu FX. Oh, appreciate that, bro. Oh, okay, I got you. Yo, appreciate you, Sammy. So look, in our world in trading, we got positive RRs. Okay? In sports betting world, you're gonna have a lot of negative RRs. The reason being, you could have negative 105, negative 150, negative 180, negative 200. And you know what's funny about these odds? When you sports betting, sometimes you even see negative 300 plus. So like it just gets worse. And you might see a game for negative 1500. You know? What's really bad about this is all negative RR. Okay? And the reason why I'm bringing this up, so anybody that's in that world, I want y'all to understand how much money it is on the table over here. All right? Now, when you're chasing these negative lines, okay, the reason why they call negative RR, let's say your bankroll was $2,000. Same thing as we're applying here, $2,000, okay? That's your bankroll, all right? And let's say you want to risk that same 20% concept, okay? And you're chasing, let's say, a negative line, right? Think of it like this. You're taking $400 on a sports bet that you could technically cash out early, or you might not be able to. You might be in profit. You might cash out a little something. You might not be able to. If you're trading, well, if you're taking bets and let's say you're risking this 20%, you're risking $400, right? Out of this $400, let's say you took this is not going to pay you back $400. This is going to pay you back like, I'm going to get the exact number so I don't say the wrong numbers. So y'all could see how literal this is, okay? Like this is a real situation here. All right. Putting up 400, line negative 150. No, negative 105. All right. You're basically here to make, I'm gonna break these down so y'all can see the differences. That is $380. 0.95 cents. You're basically saying, you know what? I'm gonna take a setup and I'm going to let me actually clean this up a little bit and write that back out. That's at 20%. So you're going to be putting up here and this is just off the concept of risking $400 per setup. The first setup at negative 105, you're only getting profit negative 380.95. Okay? At negative 150, you're basically only going to make $266 here. See where I'm going with this? This is all fucking bad. You're putting up $400 each time, for example, in all of these categories to make money. Milo, cut the shit up. All right, so you're putting up $400 to make $266 here. You see what I'm saying? You're already going down. This isn't beneficial. And as I go down, it's going to become worse and worse and worse. And the reason why I want to bring this up, because if you're sports betting, you already know the money that when you are betting, the best odds are mostly these negative lines. Like this is going to be the more favorite bet to get, which is the better team, better lineup, better everything. Meaning there's a higher chance to win that bet. But look how much you're putting up to win. You're not at a plus RR scenario. You see what I'm saying? You're putting up, but the returns are lower. So the house, the casino is going to make more money if this loses because these can't lose. You see what I'm saying? So when it comes down to this concept, the reason why I'm bringing it up is for y'all to understand what could really happen sports betting and trading for the gamblers. If I'm risking $400 to only make $200, we are in a problem here. Any of these are a problem. But to win in sports betting, this is what you got to do. You understand? And these are just lines that you're going to naturally see while betting. Now, when I break this last one down, I'm going to go into the trading aspect because you're going to see lines do this too. This is so stupid. You know, $26. All right. I'm just going to ask a question on this right quick. If you're a sports bettor or you gamble, type I do. Now, the same concept is over here. Plus 100, plus 150, plus 180, plus 200. You're doing the same 400. Plus 300.
And the winner is My Life Real Quick.
Yo, appreciate the follow. GC Wilds connected. And plus 1,500. Okay? This plus 100, what makes it cool is that it's already a positive line, right? So you're going to risk $400 to make $400. And the reason why I'm bringing this up, once again, I'm going to break this down in strategy. I swear to God, there's a whole explanation of this. Just bury me, all right? Plus 150 at 400 risk, you're going to make $600. Okay? At plus 180, I swear, I promise y'all, this is going to make so much more sense. And I'm about to show y'all how y'all can make more money than these sports bettors out here in this world, all right? This is 720. Plus 200, you're basically doubling the plus 100, so you already know it's 800, right? Plus 300. Damn. Gives you 1,200. And then obviously plus 1,500, which is high as hell. You basically at plus 1,500, basically the parlay that you got to throw out or that money line that might be way high. Just because they're losing so fucking bad, you might see it at plus 1,500. But the odds of winning that is very rare. Okay, that's $6,000. Risking 400 to make 6,000. So I'm basically breaking all of this down for a reason, because I want y'all to see and how things could turn into our favor. Okay, so pay attention to this. This video is going to be obviously something I'm gonna put on YouTube on how trading you can make more money than sports betting, right? And how to use my strategy with the same 20% and how we can make a lot more money a lot more easier with just 6 setups. In sports betting, we're never going to get 6 perfectly executed plus 500 setups, risking 20% of our bankroll throughout the year. I'm talking about 6 perfect ones. It's going to be very hard. Okay. Let's get into this. Now that I cleared all that up, I want y'all to see how the strategy is in our favor. This is going to be the coolest part, right? And I'm going to write these down real quick. So this is a 1-1. And I'm going to break this down so y'all can see what happens. And why this strategy of why I'm saying a compound is going to make so much more sense. Okay? Now, a 1-1. Now, this is our risk to reward. Risk, reward, right? We're risking and we're getting a reward. What is our risk? 20%. Okay? Now, here's where it gets fun. That 1-1 in sports betting, that'll be our plus 100. That 1 to 1.5 will be a plus 150. That 1-2 will be plus 200. That 1-3 plus 300. That 1-5 plus 500. You understand what I'm saying now? We are looking for our plus 500s with a stop loss and with the TP. We're only looking for our plus 500s on this strategy. In sports betting, you're not seeing that consistently, by the way. Now, let's get a little bit more in depth. I'm risking, once again, $400, okay? $400 on these setups. Now, let's do math once again. If I take the risk,
And the winner is my life real quick.
Of this plus 400, appreciate the kicks. FX, appreciate that. So we're taking this plus 400, right? My bad, the $400, and we got to break it down. So this 1-1 setup, we're going to risk 20%, okay, of that 2,000. So we're going to risk $400 with this type of setup here, here, and here. We're going to use this stop loss here. And this is for regular trading at this point on any intraday type setup. Okay, we're going to be risking $400 to make $400. This is still at 20% risk, by the way. At 1 to 1.5, we're going to risk $400 to make $600. Then we're going to risk $400 to make $800. We're going to risk $400 to make, it should be $1,200. Just want to make sure it's right. $1,200. Then we're going to risk $400 to make $2,000. Do y'all understand how this basically helps a sports bettor look at this differently? Have y'all ever looked at it like this as a sports bettor or a gambler? Even if you go to the Hard Rock, or not Hard Rock, any casino, it could be Bellagio, it could be the Wynn, it could be Fine Blue, it could be whatever. When you're gambling at a table and you're basically betting against the banker, you're only there for 1-1. Most of the time, yeah, you could play your side bets and bonus bets. You could double down and do all these other bets. Baccarat could do these back end bets and stuff. Yeah, okay, great. Don't mean they're always gonna hit. But what's gonna be the most consistent hit is that you're betting for that 1-1 opportunity. Correct? In trading, when we look at our setups on a day-to-day basis, basically, if you think about the strategy, we have opportunity to make a 1-1 all the way up to 1-5 on any given day. We're always on a positive RR, but we are open to risking 20%. You see what I'm saying? And we could close a trade technically before it even loses 20%. We could get out of trade anytime we want to. There's no restrictions. This is why I like trading my actual real money personally, why I do not like trading prop firm money. Prop firm money, you get restrictions, all this rules and crap. You don't have the freedom to do what you want to do or even trade 20% of your account at any given point in time to even compound it into any high-end ways. You get limited. But in this scenario, you're basically getting told how to do things the right way with compounding it to a high level. Have y'all learned anything through this so far? If y'all have, put some W's in the chat. And there's a lot of y'all in here, and I'll just basically taught y'all $1 million worth of game in less than 38 minutes. That's how long this has been running for. Real value, real compounding, real success. Now, the only difference is you need to study the strategy on how to apply this every single day. So let's go over that real quick. If I'm looking for trade setups to execute this to my best of my ability, I need to find the low points or high points on each of these time frames down below. And one of the ways I like to do this is that I start from the higher time frame, the monthly. I look for the low and I look for the high. And basically what I'm doing is I'm identifying how can this benefit me into the overall market patterns of what I want to do, market structures and everything, okay? Now that I know that this is ending at a high point here, I know for the month, my bad, not the month, like, let me word this right. For the weekly time frame and the monthly time frame, they're going to operate and tell me what's happening in the year, correct? So I know for the overall year, we're looking to go bullish. So I know I'm going to be buying the dips. So I could agree looking for 88.6 in a bullish market on any of the time frames, I'm going to be more successful on hitting this compound. You understand? Because I already know I'm in a bullish market. I already know this is going to go up somewhere. So I'm going to be buying the dips. If I could buy 88.6 dip on any time frame, if it's aligned with a bullish trend, I know I have less stress to worry about because I'm overall trading a bullish market on US 30 for the year. I'm just giving y'all some secrets, all right? Now we go down to the weekly time frame. Let's refresh this. Now I go down to the weekly time frame. It's basically, once again, the monthly and the weekly is the same shit. But when I go down to the weekly time frame, you get to see how this could basically help us get to a bigger bag. Notice the market is going bullish. It didn't hit TP. So we got to basically look for opportunities on other time frames. Now, due to the fact that this is going so bullish, I believe I had another stream, and I was like, I don't know about the daily. Let's wait it out and see what's going to happen. But due to the fact that this is going up, there's a lot of fundamentals happening right now due to the war in Iran. Then there was a ceasefire. Then there was a bombing in Lebanon, and there's just a lot of things going on. We got to take the punches for what it is and look for the value. That's why I'm saying you will lose trades. I'm not saying you're going to win everything. You will lose some trades, but you're only risking 20%. Okay? It's safe to say that this is probably going to continue going bullish for the rest of the month. I'm not expecting any bearish market patterns. I just don't see that happening. This is A lot of fundamental stuff going on here. This more likely is going to go to 52.38, which is good because it's going back up to the 52 area where I am actually predicting. If we go to this H4, you can see that, yes, this is over bullish. We're going to go around to the 48291 area. And there is no plus odds for us here, what we would like to see for this compound to work. If I ever see a trade, by the way, go above the 0, and let's say I do have any pending orders here, 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 or here, I will literally delete the pending orders because it went above 0, and that means it's right on the money, getting to where I need to be. The markup is good. That means I just missed out. I don't want to be involved in any pendings when the price is already getting closer to a TP. It makes no sense. And I only take trades in these areas here. Once again, only here. I don't like forcing trades at here and here. I don't play that. This is how you mess up your account. These are bad R's. That goes into the negative concept. Negative RRs. And if you put a trade here randomly with a stop loss here, you're basically putting a stop loss within range of entry. So you kind of don't want to ever do that. You want to play within, you want to utilize the whole range of, let's say this is the H4 of last week's lows and last week's highs. You want to utilize that whole range to your advantage. You don't want to play tight and play within the range and get stopped out. That's a dumb trade. If I'm in a trade, Dom, and it passes 23.6, do I put my stop loss at break even? Yeah, typically. You know, like, if it does that, you want to be at break even. You're risk free. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to give you an example, especially with this strategy. If you're at entry at 88.6 here, for example, and it passes here, hell yeah, put that stop loss and break even. All day. You're risk free as hell. That's a free ride up. You see what I'm saying? But if you're taking any trades around here and it passes this here, you know, you could put your stop loss at break even, but it could come back down and go back up. So it's a little bit tighter. You get what I'm saying? So just get the feel of it. I like to put my stop losses and break even when I'm way more in profit. When they're too close like this, that kind of like puts me at a disadvantage that it could just, you know, pull back a little bit and take off. So I like to get a more of a fill out when it's tighter. If I have an entry down here and it passes 23.6, then yeah, break even. If it's down here and it passes 23.6, break even. Same thing for here. But 38.2 is like, I'll give it some room. It has to breathe a bit. You get what I'm saying? So I'll say only if it's like anywhere around here and it passes 23.6, put your stop loss at break even. Is that 38.2? Wait till it passes 0. So I'm going to say that again. 38.2, after it passes 0, put at break even. If it's at any of these down here and it passes 23.6, you can put your stop losses at break even. Make sense? Because you want the breathing room. Breathing room is important. Your trade is valid. You're still playing the cards. It just, you know, when you want to go risk free, you're limiting your own growth. That's why the stop losses are actually more perfect. For most cases, sometimes if you see me taking any trades personally, you're going to notice that I only like to move my stop losses break even every now and then. I typically will like to hold my trades to either stop loss get hit or a TP. If I'm trading for the day, I'm here to trade. If I have a break even, it's a wash. I mean, sometimes I do it depending on how I'm mentally feeling. Keyword, how I'm mentally feeling. So if I'm coming back from a loss, hell yeah, I'm going to be using break even a lot more often. But if I'm on a strong winning streak, fuck the break even. You see what I'm saying? That's what I personally do. If I'm on a great win streak, I'm up, I don't care for the break even. But if I took a loss, I definitely do care about that break even a lot more. Like a lot more. You understand? Because you want to still play that breathing room through the setup. If you're right, you should hit the TP. If you're wrong, it's going to hit the stop loss anyways. You see what I'm saying? So confidence is a factor here. Once again, if I'm coming off a loss, I'm going to be tacking more break evens. If I'm on a win streak, I don't really chase break evens. Okay? You understand me, Dom? Are y'all getting a lot of value out of this stream so far, by the way? If y'all put some W's in the chat.
And the winner is My Life Real Quick.
Yo, appreciate that. I'm going to pin that real quick. Am I going to drop down to lower time frames to get in on the 88.6? I want you to ask me, what do you mean by lower? As in, do you mean lower than H1? I'm just trying to see where you're at. No, absolutely not. So I don't look for anything past H1. H1 is where we at. You want to know the why? So H1 is intraday. It's whatever happens from 5 p.m. Eastern to 5 p.m. Eastern, okay? Any time frame lower than that is essentially doing the same thing from 5 p.m. Eastern to 5 p.m. Eastern. It just smaller time frames to show you candlesticks. And it's still going to be the same type of candle movement in the H1. The only difference is you're going to have a lot more patterns and structures and a lot more things going on. It doesn't change nothing. If I set a pending order, I'm going to give you an example so you can see where I'm at psychology-wise. This is why I don't care for the other time frame stuff. If I set a pending order at 88.6, okay? I'm just going to randomly put some. If I set a pending order at 88.6, and I'm looking at it on my H1 time frame, you know it doesn't matter if I go to H4, daily, weekly, this same pending order is going to be there regardless, right? So if I'm setting this pending order, if I go down to lower time frames, it's still going to be the same pending order. Nothing changes. So by the time price hits here and triggers it, it's going to trigger on all the time frames. I don't even care what candlestick happened. The candlesticks and the patterns and rhythm and this and that, all that's irrelevant. It's smoke and mirrors. The only thing that's going to matter here, price got to that entry point. So looking at the smaller time frames, all you're doing to yourself is getting more anxiety. It doesn't change the trade. It doesn't change your stop loss. It doesn't change your TP. It doesn't change the outcome. If you follow the trend and you do the work for the trend, price will reward you whatever price gets to. So looking at the minute charts, it doesn't change the direction. Now, you know what the minute charts are really for? It doesn't really help you in forex, by the way. Minute charts are made for options trading because you got to deal with expiries. So you got to play that very carefully with minutes and time and scheduling. But it doesn't really help you in forex. Does that answer your question? Hold my blunt. I was gonna read that last part, but does that answer it? Do I use fibs the same way? Do you use fibs the same when prove gaps? Rewrite your question. What if it don't hit 88 or negative 27 that day? Do you keep adjusting the fib? Yeah, you remember, Ryan, we talked about this yesterday. You adjust the fib at the end of the day. So if it didn't hit 88.6 and the trade went to negative 27, or it didn't even hit negative 27 and it just consolidated or got close to it, then it's a wash. No entry, target didn't get fully hit, on to the next day. Wait till 5 p.m. Eastern and get in a new setup. Remember, we only reset fibs after 5 p.m. Eastern. We don't touch it. We leave it alone. 5 p.m. Eastern, new setup. The bigger the time frame, the stronger the trend. So that's why when we do the charting, we analyze the higher time frame first to get the overall trend, to understanding what the trend is. Then we go down and see how the market is going to overall move in our favor. You see what I'm saying? The lower the time frame, the weaker the trend. So we always want to work super high and go down. Reason being is that helps us basically maintain the flow of the trend. We can't work low and go up. That we can't find the trend going from low up. You understand? But if you go from high down, you can see pullbacks that are going to happen. You see entry points. Example. The daily time frame, for example, I could say, no, let's go to another one. Let's say H4, for example. It's not bearish, but this might have been bearish on the H1. This is just pullback for the entry. You see what I'm saying? So the H4 is saying, look, we're going to enter here. But on the H1, that's looking like this. It's like, oh my God, we're going bearish, right? But no, we're not. H4 is saying we're at entry. We ended bullish, so we're looking for bullish outlooks. H1 is probably looking at, I don't know what's going on, what's happening, I'm confused, right? And if you go down to lower time frames, let's go just look at it. Let me save this shit real quick. Let's just go look at a smaller time frame, which I'm super against. It's gonna be like, oh my God, look, we're looking at sales. It's dropping more. You see what I'm saying? But this don't help you. So the reality, and we go lower, it just gets worse. It's looking like definitely it's a sell-off. It gotta be. I'm up in profit. But oh my God, we're out of profit. What's going on? It's going to the moon. You see what I'm saying? We can't look at this and figure out what's happening in the market, in other words. We can't start low, then go up. We will never know what's happening in the market. You're going to be confused. You have to go high and go down. That is the art of the skill. Okay? So based on your experience trading for a long time, how often do the 1-5 trades present itself in H1? They're random. They could be any time throughout the week, could be any time throughout the month, but you're going to see them a lot of times throughout the year. So it's all about you just participating on H1 intraday setups at 5 p.m. Eastern time, whenever the market resets. So I will say anywhere between 6 to 7 p.m. Eastern time, mark up your charts, set your pending orders, and go on with your day. It takes about 5 minutes to map it up and put 88.6 as an entry, put your 20% risk, and go on with your day. Okay? Trader Jones, a question. Do you use fibs the same when price gaps like it does on Sundays? I don't change the way I do my fibs. It's still going to be the same way every single day. Just because the price gap don't mean the fib is different. This means market ended bearish. So technically, if I did a fib here, I'll give you an example of that. Market ended bearish here, right? So if we did a fib here, the gap actually told you, yo, this is a bag. Don't miss it. See what I'm saying? This is the gap. Gap's got to fill. Price past TP1, TP2 is way down here, almost by TP3. Pulls back up, hits TP1, drops back down, and then just, went crazy bullish. There was really no good, significant, strong entries could have did here because the price could have kept going down. So, but this was a bearish setup. You had no entry because it's smack TP the minute the market opened. So the pullback is like, damn, how can I get involved? Here's what some people do. Just because it gapped, some people just jump in and be like, yo, it gapped. I'm just going to get a trade set up because the gap should fill. But here's the thing. Gaps don't always fill right away. It takes some time. All right. We've been on this for almost an hour discussing how to make a lot of money. Do y'all feel a little bit more confident with these setups? Is M's and W's still important from what I've learned years ago from you? Yeah, of course. I mean, psychologically, you're always going to see them, you know? So I think they're always important because it's kind of like right here. You see what I'm saying? They're always going to be on a chart. So there'll always be something you have to pay attention to. Market structure patterns is always something that you're always going to see. It's not like it's super important, but it's always something, how can I say this? I will never say not learn it. You know what I'm saying? It's something that you have to learn and understand. So that goes into this. Oh, fuck. Damn, why did the whiteboard on my screens? I'm not whiteboarding again. That threw me off. Yeah, just double bottoms, double tops, head and shoulder patterns, inverted head and shoulder patterns, teacups and all that stuff. Remember, you could have your triple bottoms, you could have your triple tops. You're gonna have a lot of patterns. Just remember that market share patterns are always gonna be there. You know, it's not something that you have to overthink, but it will always be on your charts. All right. How often do a 1-5 trades present itself on the H1? It's hypothetical. I can't answer that with a direct answer. That'll be me lying to you. They're gonna happen throughout the month. They're gonna happen throughout the year. It can happen throughout the week. It's all about, do you set your penny orders? Do you capture that moment? I can't tell you it's gonna happen 10 times this month or 10 times this week. I can't answer that. How many times is it going to happen throughout the year? Once again, hypothetical. Is it going to happen more than 6 times throughout the year? Absolutely. You want to know why? Multiple pairs. You don't have to just trade one pair. You could trade tons of different pairs. You see what I'm saying? So you could find them. Just find some pairs that you like to trade and mark it up, put that penny, and go on with your day. What I will definitely say.
The winner is my life real quick.
Do not do this. Do not. Appreciate that. If do not do this. Do not take your USD 88.6, US 30 88.6, GBP JPY 88.6, and say, you know what? I'm done for the day. If one hits, it hits. I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. What if all 3 hit? You're in some margin trouble. You had 60% risk on the board. What happens if you lose your trade? You just lost 60% of your account. Also, margin trouble. Don't do that. You just need one pair. Greed is a bitch. All right. Feel like we got a lot of interesting facts out the way. Oh, whoa. Thank God I noticed that. I was about to leave that there like a duck. Make sure I ain't got shit open. Nothing. All right. Let's go look at something. Gold. What we got? Gold is a little bit tricky this year. Due to the war. I would love for this ad to go more bearish, but on the daily time frame, I don't really have a say. There's too much fundamentals going on. I like the H4 and the flow of work more. This definitely still is overall bullish. Gap down, gap got filled. Price could go to 4927. Entry points are way too damn gone. There was a 1-3 setup that happened when it gapped. H1, self-explanatory. Price is gone. Fortunately, we're gonna have days when we're trading the strategy, and you're gonna notice that strategy once again works, but sometimes we just not gonna have no entries. You know, there was nothing available for us here. Price took off. So the strategy is great. It's just some days we're gonna have to look at it as washes. What is the best amount for you to start in trading? Subjective is whatever you're comfortable investing. I can't really say a number for you, but it's whatever you're comfortable. I know the sweet spot for a lot of people when they first start out back again is 500 on average. That gives you a little bit of playroom, but you might not like the rewards. It can be very tiny, but 500. Some people would like to put 1,000. Truth of the matter is, a lot of people in trading, this is the real sweet spot. You get here, you could grow a lot of money if you just get here. But you can also build here. You can build here from anywhere between 500 to 1,000. Anything less than that, you're donating money at that point to the broker. You're donating. This is just get you somewhere to get here. And if you could get here, you could get here. See what I'm saying? Anything less than this, don't even waste your time too much. It's gonna take hell, a lot of hell of a lot of time to grow that account, and you're gonna be messing out because the greed eventually is gonna kick in when $20 profits don't make sense. I have $100 account risking 20%. You're risking $20 to make $20, and chasing 88.6 is only to make back another $100. You know what I mean? So that's where people they're gonna go do a proper account at that point in time. Yeah, 10 bands you could grow 100, but we're gonna talk about that in the Telegram chat, bro. Let's focus on the baby steps with you. You know what I'm saying? I recommend for you, do what you told me what you're gonna do yesterday. Don't go too big. Like pace it. But 10 could get you to 100, 100%. You just gotta scale it. Yeah, if you have $100 account, a lot of people just risk the whole thing. In that case, you might as well go put it on a parlay. I swear. I personally would take $100 and put it on a parlay before I fund an account with $100. I personally believe in that shit. I even posted on my page. I had like $25 and I turned it to 5 bands. If it's a little money like that, put it on a parlay. Save it. Go out to a dinner. Do anything else but fund your account with $100. You're gonna chasing $10, $20 profits is not psychologically the best thing. You're gonna play yourself in it, and then you're eventually gonna get greedy. Then you're gonna risk a lot more, and then you're building a bad habit, and then it just turns to shit. So definitely fund more. So someone else told me this: finding money is not the problem. It's people being cheap with the money when they get it. Everybody could find the money. Everybody could find money. It's just, what do you do with it? If I needed to fund my account with $10,000 today, I'll figure out how to get the money. You see what I'm saying? There's ways of doing it. But don't play yourself by coming in with a little bit, hoping to turn it into a lot. It's going to be a lot harder. Do I know if sports betting is possible for the Caribbean? Like the bets you take? You can use Bovado. I'm pretty sure you can use Bovado. But when I was in Turks and Caicos, for example, it was a mission to figure that shit out. You can't even watch sports over there. This shit is, you're gonna have issues in some places. All right. Yeah. All right. I'm getting hungry. Jay, you're a bit confused on setting the fib. For example, let's say the day ends on a bull output at the end of the period separator, but the market structure and high time frames are showing lower lows and lower highs. How could I go on about that? wording it, my brain won't click. You will have to literally shoot me a
And
Telegram
the winner is
message
My Life Real Quick.
with the markup, and I'll just grade it from there and explain it to you in that type of category. Because if it ends on a bull output at the end of the period separated, but the market structure and higher time frames, I just think you're overthinking it. You see what I'm saying? It's something about overthinking it going on there. But I could help you. It just the way you worded it to the way how my brain works is not processing it on how to explain it the best way. But it will eventually make sense. The main thing is how the day ends. If this is overall still, I'm gonna give you an example. Notice this is still floating high. It's not this here. It's not down here, here, past the lows. You see what I'm saying? It's not showing me significant a low. It's still maintaining growth here. You see what I'm saying? So this is basically saying we're maintaining a high. It doesn't mean it has to be all the way up here to maintain bullish pattern, bullish flow. This is still saying we're still overall bullish here. The only way I like to look at it being bearish is if price is like way down here and shit. It's like, all right, cool. Market is definitely not looking too bullish. You know what I'm saying? Like you could tell, like based upon the volume, it's like, yeah, the market doesn't look like it's maintaining that flow. It's getting a little bit too in depth, like deeper. You know what I mean? How many trades would you call max for the week? You could take 5 trades a week. Just take 1 trade a day. There's no max. That's how many trades you want to do. But I would say 5 trades a week is pretty solid. I do this live. Don't laugh. I do this live Monday through Friday at 9:30 a.m. Eastern. Now, in a perfect world, that's what I would love to do every single day. In a perfect world, but due to me being accountable, and I'm just gonna keep it real with you, I have been flunking doing that shit. Some days I'll be on, some days I won't, but that's my time I will typically get on. Now, the days that I'm not on is because I might not like the market at all. And then there's days that I might really just have to go do some things that might not allow me to be on the computer or have the time to be on. You know? So I'll say I'll make it up at 7 p.m. 7 p.m. comes and I'm probably still outside doing something. And it's like, damn. Then it becomes too late by the time I come back home. And it's like, I'll just get back on that scheduled time. Hence, I will be on as much as possible when I can. However, this is why I teach out the whole strategy so y'all could be independent and not dependent on me as much as I can. Because I know I'm going to be dealing with my own world sometimes. So in the perfect world, yes, Monday through Friday, 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. Okay. Fihu, your question is, Ryan, I know I've seen you put period separators on liquid charts, but for some reason I can't get mine to show up properly on each time frame. Do you have to change settings? Yeah, you have to change settings. I'll cover that right now. I just did that yesterday too. I'll explain that again. All right, so let me go over the period separators real quick. So H1, we're gonna go here. Period separators for H1 time frame is D1. Okay, this is for the H1. Now keep in mind, the stream is gonna be on YouTube and it will be recorded on the Kick, so always go back to this. It's about 1 hour and 11 minutes in, so just go to that timestamp. The H4 is on the W1. The daily is on the MN1. And then the weekly and the monthly, I manually drew them out. So I targeted January 6th, 2025, January 5th, 2026, and January 4th, 2027. The January 6th and January 5th one here, and here is the period separated to get the data here. And I got the close off just in case. I could get ahead of this and go to 2028. Now, what I like to do is that I like to have nothing on the charts, just as vertical lines. And I like to save it. Then I like to change the pairs so the pairs that I would like to look at. And then these same vertical lines will load up on that pair, then I will save it. And that's how I'll start doing my time frame. So I'm working my way up from the top down. That way I don't have to redraw them again. They will be automatically there. All right. It was good, John. All right, folks. Feel like we are getting somewhere in this thing called streaming here. I would love to have gotten in the trade setup today, but due to everything that we are looking at, unfortunately, what have we found? Nothing. Absolutely fucking nothing. Right? Everything is gone. Everything is gone. It's like,
And the winner is
I noticed this, and I was Ryan, you still on here? I was explaining this earlier in the session. I was like, last night I had a one-on-one with him, and I was like, I don't see nothing even around 7 p.m.
And the winner is my life real quick.
And then as time went on, I was like, I'll come back on in the morning and see if I can find something. And I still don't see nothing. So it being Tuesday, it's a wash. But doesn't mean tomorrow is a wash. Nah, tomorrow might be opportunity. You understand? And that's something about patience. So I want y'all to write this down. It's a good quote, and I learned it a long time ago. Money in this game is made by touching your nose and sitting. Literally. Like, don't attack everything. It says Astro Effect Sean Lee. It could be Sean, by the way. Like, it might be Sean. I don't think it could be fake. It could be, but it could also be Sean. I did post this on my IG, then it also posted to my Facebook. So, and I had Sean on Facebook. So it could be. I don't know. But then it also might not be, because I don't think he goes by Astro anymore. I don't know. Whatever. That's a whole political thing. Yeah, touching your nose and sitting down. So don't chase every trade just because you're on the market. Like, you can relax. If nothing is on the chart, be system dependent. If money is not on the chart, don't chase it. I'm gonna give you an example. If I'm only taking 1-1 setups, 1-1 setups all the time, give you an example of that. And price never, and I use penny orders, for example. Let's say I had a penny order here from last night at 5 p.m., 7 p.m., Eastern time, whatever, right? And I wake up and I'm trading the whole session. I'm looking at it, and my penny still did not trigger. And I see price way above this. I'm already looking at like, damn, just don't trade today. My penny didn't even trigger. I delete the pending, and I go on to the next day. You see what I'm saying? I don't force anything. How many of y'all see traders in this industry break down strategies and really get involved and do things like this on the platform that they actually use, not going to TradingView and showing you screenshots of something completely different, but not even, you know what I'm saying? Like, really getting involved. Like, really getting involved. Like, you rarely will see it. You'll see people post TradingView and show what they did, but you don't know what they did. MT5, MetaTrader, I just stopped using that crap. It's so dinosaur, it's frustrating. I hate how it looks on my phone. I hate how it looks on a computer. it's just psychologically not it. I don't like it. I appreciate that, Ada. Once again, doing this for 11 years, you see the good side of this industry, and you also see the gray areas and whatever. Sean, if that is you, write me on Facebook. See what I did there? If that's you, I have my phone ready right now, bro. If that's you, but I don't think it's you. But if it is you, I'll see a DM pop up. I'm waiting for it. But yeah, y'all. Masterclass, like I said, it changes a lot. It helps you grow as a trader. It keeps you system dependent, keeps you focused, keeps you from forcing trades, rushing trades. It's just up to you at the end of the day. What your balance is, what percent you want to risk, and yeah, that's literally the sauce. That's literally the sauce. Um, Jay, your question: profits hit H1 TP. Would you get out altogether if it hasn't hit H4 TP? If it hits H1 TP and I'm intraday trading, I'm out the trade. Wouldn't stay for H4. If I'm intraday trading to H1 to H1 charts only, I'm only taking it for the H1 setup. Now, if I'm going for an H4 setup with a stop loss on H4, TP on H4, like actually trading H4, then that's different. I'll hold it out to H4. But if I'm trading H1, my RR is already painted and set, and all that is done on H1. Meaning I gotta get out the trade. You see what I'm saying? H4 becomes irrelevant on getting greedy. H1 already got my risk to reward on it. I can't do nothing else. Here's what happens if you marry the trade and hope to it hits H4. Your stop loss is now in the range of an H4 entry point. Let's start with that. And what if the trade starts reversing? You're fucked. You already had the target hit for the RR you wanted to make on H1. So why you got greedy and tried to chase down H4 if you didn't do everything on H4? You see what I'm saying? What changed on what changed? Oh shit! Let me go look that up. But all right, I sidetracked it. Let me go look that shit up. BTC. You know, Bitcoin is. Oh shit! I'm gonna answer that question, Ada. Don't worry, I'm gonna pin it. I'll see it. I'm just laughing at this. This is funny. Um, y'all can see I ain't get on these charts in a little minute here. Wow. I got some marking up to do. All right, allow me to be a nerd. Allow me to be a nerd. Don't mind me. I'm focused, man. All right. I'm gonna be a nerd for a little bit. I have this marked up on my phone, and I just haven't been on my computer. And there is just so much to do here. So much to do. Oh my God. Do y'all get excited when y'all see me trade and do my thing? Like, I mean, I get excited for when I even do my own shit.
And the winner is My Life Real Quick.
Yo, Alex, definitely appreciate that, man. Um, I know you don't trade oil, but please take a look at it. Oh, I got you. I'm definitely gonna look at oil. That was something I wanted to do on the stream, anyways. I just didn't get there yet. Yeah. Low, low. Fuck that high. Do I want it? Do I want it? Should I take it? Yeah, let's get it. Don't mind me, y'all. I'm just doing what I do. Doing what I do, what I do. I'm gonna read things in a minute. Just let me be a nerd real quick. All right. Bitcoin, just so y'all know, heavy on supply and demand. Heavy on supply and demand. All right. Now, Ada, your question. So, in your opinion, what changed from rep package to masterclass? A lot. I can't really say everything. Just go through the course, you will notice it, but a lot. A lot has changed. A lot has changed. It got better. Rep package is like trash compared to what the masterclass is. I will say that. Masterclass is like what I wish the rep package could have been. I just had to go through so much more trial and error with that strategy and make it better. And once I figured out something, there was a curve and it clicked and it was pretty much lights off from there. I was like, damn, this shit is fire. And yeah, so Masterclass came out in 2021, I believe. No, 2022. 2022. I was mastering the Masterclass in 2021. So 2020, I was doing boot camp. In 2021 is where the Masterclass clicked. And then I was like, I tested it out for a year. Then I released it in 2022. That package came out 2017. Bootcamp came out 2019. Then my firm and profit days, my first class of content in trading was in 2015. So there was 2015 all the way to 2017. 2015 to 2017 content got deleted. 2017 started a rep package. 2019 was boot camp. 2020 one was me studying the master class, tested it, knew it worked. In 2022, I dropped the master class, and I haven't dropped a new strategy since because master class is mastery. Well, now I know you ain't the Sean because you ain't right me, and then you're bringing that in here. But yeah, yeah, that was the strategies. How many periods do you go back when it comes to support and resistance? I don't really have a preference on how much periods I go back. Notice in this scenario, I'm just drawing what's on my screen here, like literally from left to right. I'm not like gonna go all the way back here because Oh, there's nothing back there. I just did it here because price dropped down to the 60s. So I was like, let me grab the 60s and see what price is trying to do on Bitcoin and just see how we're gonna really make this into, a favorable outcome. What the hell? Well, another thing is tweaking. Just wanted to see something. That consolidation is so annoying. Oops. But yeah, supply and demand is probably going to be your biggest thing to use here. Yeah, I'm gonna check out oil in a second. I have to do one more thing on this. Wow, perfection. All right, so somebody wrote earlier that price went to 75, then dropped. Well, this is why it dropped. Stop rubbing. No. This is why it dropped. Price, obviously, is still overall bullish here, right? Price got a 38.2, used the 50 SMA, went up, hit its target, the TP1, got into a supply zone, and pulled back. That's literally the whole reasoning of why I did that. But definitely bullish. I love it. Its price might start falling back down. I'm hoping it gets back into the 60s. Love to see that. Lots of consolidation going on here. Go over there. 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 Thank you. Oh shit. My bad. My Frenchie's stubborn as hell. I'm not gonna touch that. I'm gonna leave that alone. Don't sell back down. Nothing. Why would you sell Bitcoin back down? Look at this. That TP got hit. Double bottom got formed for the last 3 weeks. It's been going bullish. I'll say wait. Don't force that. We also got to factor this as well. Wow. Man, let me be great. Price in that supply zone. All right. I'm just gonna leave Bitcoin alone for now. Oil. Please, please, for the love of God, have it marked up. Thank you, Jesus. Damn. Damn. This war is dangerous. So, when the war started, it went all the way up like this. I had a bullish outlook already on here. I just ain't marked this shit up since. So whatever video I did this a couple of whatever weeks ago. Damn. That shit is fucking gone. Oil. When the year started, you had 88.6. So technically that you could count that as one trade, right? But yeah, this is insane. Let me see. All right, cool. Y'all can see better. Oil. Yeah, this shit moves. The war started, gapped up, hit TP1, hit TP2, kept going up, got close to TP3. That was a lot of money up here, and it just started dropping. So you could have kind of caught the sell off. You could have caught the buy too because it was overall bullish. There's a lot of things that could have been here on oil. Now, I wasn't personally trading this, but I can say that there's a lot of money on oil. The last time I marked up oil was in January. And look at that. It still would have been, damn, man. That 38.2 TP didn't even hit. But imagine if you held it and it just gapped up. Oh my God. This is, what the fuck? I gotta squinch the hell out my chart. That's insane. Gotta love the strategy. What the fuck? How can I even put this on my chart properly? No, the candles. Wow. Very volatile time. Very volatile time. I can't even answer this daily. But I do believe it's bullish. But then again, price getting to that TP3, ain't no telling if this is going to drop back aggressively. But due to the fact it did end bullish last month, I could only look at it bullish. That's just the strategy. And I have to say, system dependent. So I'm going to draw from this low point here to obviously this high ass wick over here. And prices and entry points to target 133 a barrel. There's a lot of fundamentals going on right now. The fuck? Why I can't move my shit? It won't let me be great. All right, bet. That's crazy. Time to figure out why I cannot move my screen. That's annoying. H3, H4. Can I be great now? Thank you. And even my screen got stuck. It's a lot of consolidation. A lot of consolidation. But a lot of money, a lot of gaps. That's potential buys, potentially, but I'm not doing it. I'm saying potentially. Delhi is still overall going bullish. H4, if it any bearish, technically you're supposed to be looking for bears. So I'll say don't play with oil unless you've already been in oil. That 50 was a nice sell off. 38 was a nice sell off. Target 84. All of that would have been in profit due to it being bearish. Uh-oh. And where the hell, man? Oof. H1 at least showed y'all can make something out of this, but I don't think it hit any entry points. Oil's gone. I hope there's buyer's opportunity. The things that make me go, that's definitely giving me some confluence here. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Big zone. Big zone. I should draw that better. So you can connect to the top more. All right. There's an answer in itself. Price went into a big demand zone. So what do we see here so far? We have exhaustion at TP3, exhaustion, daily, closed bullish last month, still overall bullish. 50 is a nice entry, could possibly go to 133. H4, ended bearish, could possibly go down to 84. But 200 SMA is there, possibility that it could be a double bottom and go up. Possibly, but overall showing bearish. But once again, there's possibility of it going up. I just look at the H4 and the weekly more of a alignment. Like I said, this being way over here, the H4 is showing bearish. That shows more of an actual reality. The daily is not saying how much it might drop before it goes up. Meaning it could drop further. Okay. Then the H1 is saying we hit TP1 and TP2. There's no more moves for us to do for the day. Let's not fuck around and play with this pullback. What if price consolidates and then we have a bearish fib going into 5 p.m. and it's just continuation of shorts and you bought it thinking it was going to go up and it doesn't happen? Meaning sit on your hands. There is nothing to do here. Wait until we got another move. This might break out. This might become resistance. Definitely was a nice short today, but once again, but no entries. So I'll say just be mindful of trading oil. It's a fundamentally aggressive pair right now. No H1 don't have divergence. We have nothing. All right. You know what time it is? Time for me to...
And the winner is my life broke.
Call it a wrap. I'm gonna go eat. I'll be on later. I appreciate everybody that's been on. Y'all already know what it is. Yeah. Catch y'all another day, another time. Later on today. I might be on some video games there, but for the most part, peace.
W Stream, I'm out. W Stream, I'm out. W Stream, I'm out. W Stream.